Welcome you all to Module 4 Class 1. Today we will discuss the concept of C functions. So a function is a block of code that performs a particular task. So function is also termed as subprogram. So to find a solution to a complex problem, we can divide the problem into smaller sub-problems and we find the solution for each of these sub-problems. So this modular task is implemented by using the concept of function. So each function solves a sub-problem and it sends the result back to the main function. Then all the solution from all various functions is combined together to provide the solution to the complex problem. Now C functions can be classified into two categories. One is library functions, another is user defined functions. We have already seen some of the library functions. For example, sqrt, that is a square root function. It is a built-in library function which is defined under the header file math.h. So if you want to find the square root of any number, we just call that function, that is sqrt, and within the brackets we specify the number. So for example, sqrt of 64. So the sqrt function will return the result as 8. So 64 is the input we are giving to the function and we just call the function by the name of the function. Similarly, we have sine, we have cos function, we have power function. So all these various, especially your printf, scanf function, so all these things are built-in library functions. Similarly, we can also have user defined function, that is the user can specify a function which would perform a particular task. We'll see how to create such user defined functions in the coming slides. Next, benefits of using function. So it provides modularity to programs structure. That means we can divide the program into smaller sub modules, so that is called as the modular structure. Then it makes your code reusable. That is the one function you write, then same function you can use it for other programs also. Then it makes the program more readable and easy to understand. When you are writing a program to solve a complex problem, then obviously if you have the functions, then it's easy to read as well as easy to understand. If you write all the code, everything within one single main function, it becomes very difficult to understand. So we can create like this many user defined functions and we can just go on calling the function in the main functions and the task will be performed by the functions. Now we'll see the elements of the user defined function. First element is the function declaration. So function declaration means specifying that we are going to use such a function and what input it takes and what is the form of output it sends. That's what we are going to include in the function declaration. So the general syntax is return type. Now return type specifies the data type of the value or the result returned by the function. So if at all the function returns some result, then we mention what type of result, that is the return type. Next, function name. So function name is the name given to the function. Next we have type 1 parameter 1, type 2 parameter 2. So like this n number of parameters. Now these parameters are also called as arguments. So these parameters specifies the what input the function takes. So type 1 specifies the data type of the input parameter 1. Type 2 specifies the data type of the input parameter 2. Now for example, if you take sqrt function, which is a built-in function, so there is nothing like a return type as such, but sqrt, within the brackets we specify the input. For example, sqrt of 64. So it means that it takes only one argument or only one input. If you take similarly, if you consider the power function, that is again another built-in function. In that case, we specify that power within brackets we mention like 2 comma 3 because it returns the value that is 2 to the power 3. So it takes two parameters or two inputs. So similarly here each function takes some input. So that is specified within the brackets over here, that is called as the parameter or the arguments. So one example we have given here, int add. Now add is the name of the function and it takes two input, a and b. Both are integers. So int a comma int b. It will take two inputs a and b, perform addition, that is a plus b, and the result is sent back to the calling function. That is why if you add two integers, the obviously result will also be an integer. So I have mentioned the return type as int. So it is going to return the result which is of integer type. Now in case some functions may not return any value, in such cases we can mention it as void. So here return type can be void, integer, float, character. So whatever basic data types we have seen, it can be any one of that. Function name specifies the name of the function. Then we have the list of arguments or the input values. Here we mention what type of input it is, that is type 1 is nothing but the data type, then the name of the argument or the parameter given over here. Next we'll see the second element, that is the function definition. Now function definition consists of the set of instructions to be performed by the function. Now you see the syntax over here. Again the first part here is similar to your function declaration. Function declaration and definition can also be done together. Now return type again specifies the what type of result is being sent by the function. Function name specifies the name of the function. Type 1 parameter 1, type 2 parameter 2 specifies the data type of the input, and parameter 1 is the first input, parameter 2 is the second input. These are also called as arguments. Now in the function definition here, these inputs or these arguments what you have specified here, type 1 parameter 1, type 2 parameter 2, these things are called as formal parameters or formal arguments. Next, the curly brace marks the beginning of the function. Next, local variable declaration is nothing but the similar to the declaration of the variables over here. So for example, if I write int I, now that is a variable I have declared and that is valid only within the function. It is local to the function, it cannot be used outside the function. Then followed by that we have the statement 1, statement 2, like that. Couple of statements whatever we include there specifies the task to be performed or the instructions which perform this particular task. Finally we have the return statement. So return statement is where we specify we are sending the result back to the calling function. Now here in the function definition, starting from the curly braces until the end of the curly braces, whatever you have written there, local variable declaration and a set of statements and the return statement together is called as the body of the function. So that is called as the body of the function. So function declaration does not include the body of the function, whereas function definition includes the body of the function where we specify the task to be performed by the function. Same example I have taken here. So this function here takes two input, that is two inputs it will take and then perform the addition of the given input. For example, I have given here int add. Add is the name of the function. Now int means the value what it is returned is of integer type. Then int a comma int b. So int a and int b are the two arguments it accepts. So these are called as here formal arguments or formal parameters. It takes two inputs a and b, then performs addition a plus b, and the result is returned back to the calling function. So return a plus b. So it will add two numbers and return the result back to the calling function. Next element of user defined function is the function call. Now we have already declared a function, we have defined a function. Now we have to see how to call the function. So the format is function name and we specify the arguments. So function name argument 1 argument 2 depends. Similarly, a number of arguments a function can take. Now we have already created a function, that is add. We have declared it, we have specified that it takes two input a and b which are of integer type. So now I am going to call the function here. So result equal to add I comma j. So now here I comma j is what the input I am giving or the arguments I am passing from the calling function. So I and j are called as actual parameters or actual arguments. Okay. So now once I give a call like add I comma j, now that function call will take the control to the function definition. Now in the function definition, whatever values you are given in I and j will be copied to the formal arguments, that is a and b given there. Then it will perform the addition task and return a plus b is executed, and the result of addition is sent back to the calling function, and that result whatever is sent will be stored in the variable result. Or we can also call it like the add 2 comma 3. Directly I am passing the value. Now 2 comma 3 will be copied to a and b in the function, and then addition of task will be performed and the result will be sent back. So when you are calling the function, the values what you specify there in the form of an, either you can specify directly the values or you can specify the variables which holds the value. In the calling function they are called as actual arguments, and in the function they are called as formal arguments. Actual arguments are copied onto the formal arguments. Now we will see one example program. Now here we have written a function which would add two numbers and send the result to the calling function. So hash include stdio.h again is a standard input output header file. Then now we have to first declare the functions which are used in the program. Now here this after hash include stdio.h, now that section is called as the global declaration section. So whatever functions we declare here can be used by any function in the program. So always the functions must be declared in the global declaration part before the main function. So now the function here int add int a comma int b. So int specifies that the result returned by the function is of an integer type. Then add is the name of the function and it takes two input, so which are of integer type. So int a comma int b. Then a semicolon is required here in the declaration. Now after that we'll start with the main function. Now here again I have taken main as int main because I can either write it as void main or I can also write it as only main. Now int main if I write, it means that the main function is going to return an integer as such. So int main I have taken here. Next I have to accept two numbers from the user, then add those two numbers and give the result. So to accept two numbers I need here two variables I and j I have declared for that purpose, which is of integer type. Now once I add these two numbers I will store the result in variable result. So result is also of integer type. Next printf enter two numbers you want to add. Then scanf %d comma ampersand I comma ampersand j, that is I am accepting two numbers and storing it in I and j. Next result equal to add of I comma j. Now I am calling the function add. So I have already accepted two numbers. Now I will send these two inputs what I have accepted to the function add. Then the add function will add these two numbers given input and send the result back to the calling function. So add I comma j. For example, if the user has given the input as 2 and 3, so I will have 2, j will have the value as 3. Now add I comma j, so 2 comma 3 will be sent to the add function. So then once result equal to add of I comma j instruction is executed, the control will directly go to the function int add int a comma int b. Now I and j in the call, they are called as the actual parameters or actual arguments, and these actual arguments, whatever contents are there in these actual arguments, for example here I is 2 and j is 3, that will be copied to a and b in the function. So int a and b are called as the formal arguments or formal parameters. So actual arguments will be copied to a and b. Whatever value are stored in I and j will be copied to a and b. So whatever modifications are done for the value of a and b in the function will not be reflected, will not change the content of I and j, since it is operating on the copy of the actual values. So that's why here int a and b are called as formal arguments or formal parameters, and I and j are called actual arguments or actual parameters. So now for example I have taken 2 and 3, so a will be 2, b will be 3, then the function in the next the control will go inside the function. There I am going to execute the task, that is a plus b. So 2 plus 3 is again 5, it's an integer type. Then return statement is executed, return 5. So return 5, once the return 5 is executed, control will come back to the calling, that is result equal to add of I comma j. Control will come back there, the result whatever is sent here read by the return statement, that is 5, will be copied to the will be assigned to the variable result. So now result has the value, that is 5. Next the result of addition is percentage d comma result. So the output in this case will be 5, since I have taken example as 2 comma 3. Next return 0 I have given here because I have mentioned it as int main, so return 0. It is not actually returning anything, so I am giving return 0. If you write void main, then this return 0 statement is not required. So this is how the function works. First we have to declare the function in the global declaration. If we declare it globally, then it can be used or it can be called by any function, including the main function, including any other function defined outside the main function. So next we have the calling of the function, that is what we have done here, like add I comma j with the name and the arguments we can call the function. Then we have the function definition here, int add int a comma int b, then return a plus b. So definition of the function consists of the body of the function. Now since this function is written outside the main function, so I have declared it in the global section. Okay, if we can also either declare as well as define the function together in the global declaration section itself, we can do that. But usually when there are too many functions are there, we always declare it first, then we mention the definition of the function outside the main function. We can also write the function within the main function also. In that case we can declare and define the function within the main function. We did not declare it outside, or we did not declare it in the global declaration section if the function is used only within the main function. Now once we write it in global declaration, it can be used by any other function which is written in the program. Now we'll see passing the arguments to a function. So there are two ways, one is with the argument and another is without argument. Now in case we are calling a function with arguments, that is any function which takes an input, such functions we will have to call it by making use of argument. So when the function is first declared along with the parameter list, then while calling the function we will have to mention or we will have to pass the arguments or values. For example, the previous program what we seen there, so addition of two numbers, in that the add function takes two inputs, int a and int b. So that's why when it is declared we mention there add int a comma int b. Such function when we call, we'll have to call it with, for example, add 10 comma 20. So we have to call it with along with the arguments. There can be a function which doesn't take any argument. In such cases, when the function is declared, we don't specify the input or we don't specify the argument list there. So we just, for example, if the add function itself, if I call it without any arguments, in such case I'll have to declare it as int add within the brackets. I'm not going to mention any parameter list. Such functions when we call, we'll have to call it without any values. Here one example is given, int display. So display function here does not take any arguments. So while calling it, I have to just call it display by just with the name of the function, and within the brackets there is no input or no argument specified. Now we'll see the type of function with some examples. So first type is function with no arguments and no return value. So this function does not take any input and it will not send any result back to the calling function. That's why it does not have any input argument, as well as there is no return value. Now the example is shown over here. So while calling for example function2 is the function which I am calling from the, let us say, a function here named as function1. So within that function I will call the function2. Now since function2 does not take any argument, that's why I have not mentioned any input arguments over here. Once the function is called, the control will go to the called function, that is function2. Since the function2 does not return any value, so that's why it is declared as void function2. Then all the task is performed within the function itself, and no return value. Once the execution of the function is over, the control is passed back to the calling function, and whatever instructions given in the calling function, that is function1, after the line there function2, whatever instruction you given will be executed. Now we'll see example program for function with no arguments and no return value. The same add function itself I have modified now. So here void add, that is a function declaration. Since the function is not returning any value, so I have mentioned the return type as void. Then add is the name of the function. Since the function does not take any input from the called function, so there is no argument specified over here. That's why within the brackets, simple brackets, there is nothing mentioned here, indicating that it does not take any arguments. Next, int main, I am just calling the function here add. Once the function call add is executed, control will directly go to the definition of the function, that is int add. Now here in the function itself, I'll accept two numbers and find the sum of the two numbers and display the result. So int a, b, two variables I have taken, then enter two numbers will be stored in a and b. Finally the result of addition is displayed in the program itself, a plus b. So I am not returning the result back to the main function. Once printf result of addition is executed, the result, for example 2 and 3, if the input I have taken, the result 5 will be displayed. After that the function ends here, so control will come back to the main function. After add, what I have given, the next instruction will be executed. Next instruction in the main function is return 0. So the function, so the program execution stops over there. So next type is function with arguments and no return value. It means that a function takes the input from the calling function but will not return any value back to the calling function. So the example is shown over here. Now this time function2, when I am calling it from the function1, I mentioned there function2 10, 20. These are the arguments or the input passed to the function 2. Once this function 2 10, 20 is executed, control will go to the called function, that is function 2, then int x, int y. So the 10 and 20 will be copied to x and y. Then the task will be performed in the function 2. Once the function 2 execution is over, control will come back to the calling function, but it is not returning any result or value back to the calling function. So now function with argument and no return value. So the previously whatever function I written, same function, I'm just going to modify it here. So now since the function doesn't return anything, so I mentioned here as void, then add is the name of the function. Since the function takes to the input or the arguments from the calling function, so that's why I mentioned here int a comma int b. So it accepts two values a and b, then from the calling function, then performs the addition and shows the result, displays the result within the function itself. It is not going to return any value. Next, in the main function again, int ij, two variables to accept the two numbers, then printf, then scanf, I will accept the two numbers and store it in variables I and j, ampersand I comma ampersand j. Then I will just call the function here, this time add I comma j. So I am going to pass whatever the input the user has given, that I am going to pass it to the add function. So add I comma j. Once this is executed, control will directly go to the function definition. So void add int a comma b. So whatever input is stored in I and j, value is stored in I and j, will be copied to a and b. So a and b are called as formal parameters or formal arguments. I and j are called as actual arguments or actual parameters. Then printf, the result of addition is percentage d comma a plus b. So for example, if you had given input as 2 and 3, then the result of addition is 2 plus 3, that is 5. Once this printf statement is executed, the function add ends there and the control will come back to the main function. Now next instruction after add, what I have given in main function will be executed, that is return 0, that means termination of the program. Next type or next way of writing a function is function with no arguments and a return value. So the function does not take any input from the calling function, but it returns the result or returns the value back to the calling function. So in such case, how we are supposed to call the function? Now here it shown here in the calling function, that is function 1, result equal to function 2. So now in this case we need to make use of a variable here, for example result, so that whatever function 2 returns will be stored in that particular variable. So always when we are calling a function which returns a value, we should always have a variable equal to then the call to the function. So once the result equal to function 2 is executed, control goes to function 2. Then function 2 some task is performed, then return z. So z contains the return value that will be sent, then the control will be sent back to the calling function, and the result whatever is sent, that is stored in z, will be copied to the variable result. This is the way in which we are supposed to call a function which has no argument but returns a value. Next, function with no argument and a return value. The example program, the same previous addition function to add the two numbers. I just did the modification here. Now int add, since the function returns a value, I mentioned the return type here as integer. Add is the name of the function. Since it does not take any argument, so within the simple bracket there is nothing mentioned there because it doesn't take any argument. Next, in the main program, now I need a variable here, result, to store whatever the return value is sent by the add function. So result equal to add. Now once the result equal to add is executed, that is the function call, control will go to the add function. Now int add, since it is not taking any input, so there is no argument list here. So int add, now a and b, two inputs I will have to accept here and add the two numbers. So input I am accepting in the add function itself. So int a comma b to store the user input. So enter two numbers you want to add, then percentage d comma ampersand a and ampersand b. For example 2 and 3 are the input, then 2 will be stored in a, 3 will be stored in b. Then return a plus b, 2 plus 3, that is 5 will be returned. So once return a plus b is executed, the value 5 is sent back to the main function where it is called. Then the value 5 will be stored in variable result. Then printf, the result of addition is percentage d comma result. So result is displayed here is 5. Then return 0 is executed, the program terminates. Next, type or next way of writing a function is function with the arguments and a return value. So here function takes the argument or input from the calling function, performs the task, then returns the result or the value back to the calling function. In such case, how to call the function is shown here in function 1. Now result equals to function 2 of 10, 20. 10, 20 are the arguments I am passing to the calling function, passing to the function, that is function 2. Once the call is executed, control will go to the called function, that is function 2. Int x, int y there. So 10 and 20 will be copied to x and y. Then the task is performed and the result is sent back. Return z. Z contains the result or the return value. That value will be sent back to the calling function, and whatever value is sent as in the return statement, that is z, that value will be copied to the variable result, and further whatever instructions are there in function 1 will be executed. Now function with arguments and a return value. Now we have already seen this program example in the previous slide. So now here same function to add two numbers. So since the function accepts the argument from the calling function and also returns the value, so I have given here int add. So int means the type of value returned by the function add is of integer type. Add is the name of the function. Int a, int b are the two inputs received from the received from the calling function. So int a and b are called as formal parameters or formal arguments. Then int main, now I'll accept two numbers from the user. So again I and j variables are used for that purpose. Then I have to accept the value, returned value or the result from the add function. So I need a variable to store that to make a call. So result is the variable used for that purpose. Then enter two numbers and the entered numbers will be stored in I and j. Then result equal to add of I, j. Now this add of I, j is the function call. Once it is executed, control will go to the add function. Int add int a, int b. For example, 2 and 3 are the values given by the user, which will be there in variable I and j. So that will be sent to the add function. Now whatever is there in I and j will be copied to a and b. So a and b are called as here formal parameters or formal arguments. So actual arguments are I and j. Whatever values are there in the actual argument I and j will be copied to formal arguments, that is a and b. So 2 and 3 are copied to a and b. Then return a plus b. So in this example the return value will be 2 plus 3, that is 5. So 5 will be returned to the calling function. So 5 will be stored in the variable result. Then printf, the result of addition is %d. So result is displayed, that is 5. Then return 0 is executed, which marks the end of the main function.